Good morning. My name is Brianna. I'm a licensed psychotherapist, making another video. For those of you who've watched the other videos, you know I absolutely do not like being on camera, but I make these videos for a couple of different reasons. I make them in order for people to see the face behind all of the marketing that goes on that the team helps with. But also, I work with betrayal, trauma, and infidelity and addiction. And I have a lot of spouses that reach out seeking help with trying to get through to their spouse or seeking a deeper understanding of patterns that are exhibited or observed in their spouse. So today I'm actually going to be making a video about the pattern of defensiveness in men. And this particular pattern is often overlooked. And if you've ever been told that you're too defensive or that you struggle with conflict or that you view conversations as conflict, this video is probably going to be helpful for you. So defensiveness, it's a protective mechanism, and it's often rooted in fear of criticism, fear of failure, or perceived rejection, usually as a result of projecting. And it can show up in different ways. It might be exhibited through denial, meaning you say, I didn't do that. Or maybe you engage in blame shifting, which is that sounds like, well, you're the one who started this anyways. Maybe you engage in minimizing your partner's experience. So it's not that big a deal. You're making a big deal out of nothing. It might sound like over explaining. Well, I only did it because. I call that rationalizing or justifying. So I want to explain why this happens. Why do we engage in patterns of defensiveness? So the majority of men are conditioned to associate vulnerability with weakness. So it triggers an ego defense. And that means that there's this bravado that gets activated. It's kind of this peacocking. When in reality, all of the men that I work with, they have a very tender space inside of them, but they've been conditioned over time to avoid actually talking about what's really bothering them. So instead, these patterns of defensiveness, they end up harming the relationship and it prevents growth. So I want to talk about how we actually break this cycle. Before reacting to any type of circumstance or perhaps your partner confronting you in a healthy way, be curious instead of defensive. Take a step back, actually physically pause and examine, be introspective. Ask yourself, what am I trying to avoid here? Am I avoiding feeling rejected? Am I fearing something? What is it that I'm avoiding? What do I feel the need to fight for? So when we build self-awareness, we're actually learning how to tolerate emotional discomfort and physiological discomfort, and it helps us improve our communication. If you recognize these patterns of defensiveness, you're going to want to watch the follow-up videos because defensiveness is often accompanied by other behaviors such as patterns of avoidance or lashing out. And this is my population. I work with men who engage in infidelity and they struggle with addiction and they have real low distress tolerance, meaning they get angry easily, they lash out, they hurt the people they love, even though they don't want to. I really hope that this a little bit helpful, just giving you a little tidbit. If you have a spouse that struggles with these issues, I would encourage them to just watch some of these videos because these aren't judgmental videos. This is kind of giving us an understanding of why do I do that? I hope this was helpful.